What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Honeybee Podcast, Season 3, Episode 7. My name is Warren.
And I'm Jake.
And I'm Kenneth.
And I'm Juan.
Alright.
Lamos on the beach. Yeah.
I will touch you.
When? For any audio listeners, we were just staring into the camera dancing for a bit. So if you want to see us stare into the camera for like 5 seconds, go to youtube.com/honeybeeproductions.
And if you would like more content like that, go to
Pornhub.
Pornhub.com/YouTube. Wait, fuck. YouTube Productions? Holy shit. So, getting into this podcast, as we were about to record, I was looking through my phone for topics, and I realized I don't have any.
We don't have it.
So I was going to test our ability to just create conversation from the fly.
Who does that?
Exactly.
Who talks
We
to
honestly
people?
haven't.
Have you ever had a dream where you woke
Okay.
up like, super convinced that what just happened was real?
Yes.
Yeah.
When was the
Yes.
last time that happened to you?
Probably I told you the time I was scratching my head.
Oh, that was a dream?
I don't even know. I was like half awake.
There are a lot of times I feel like I have a dream, but I also feel like I was doing it in my sleep. So like, if I was like, no, not even like jerking off in my sleep. I don't think I've ever actually done that.
I've fallen asleep with my dick in my hand.
I mean, I've done
both.
But
Yeah, it's really not cool.
you know, I feel like I go to sleep and like in my dream I take my clothes off and I wake up butt naked. And I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I definitely didn't go to sleep naked, so I don't know how this happened.
That happened to me before.
No, I feel
Did
like
it happen to you?
Yeah.
I feel that, but it's not to the sense of like I'm fully butt naked, but it's more confusing because like I'll go to bed with maybe like a hoodie, shorts, and like there's a t-shirt underneath my hoodie.
Yeah, and you wake up in your boxers.
I'll wake up in my boxers, but my hoodie's on the other side of the room.
Oh damn!
You're like, fuck this hoodie in your sleep.
It's like my hoodie, my shorts, and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't remember wearing this. Who's changing my clothes while I'm sleeping?
I woke up finishing the sentence that I was saying in the dream out loud in real life.
I've done that before.
As I was waking up, and my mom was like, I don't know, she was getting something from my room. She's like, huh? I'm like, no, I don't actually remember what I said, but she looked at me like, no, I didn't do that. I was like, what? Didn't do what? What are you talking about? Why are you in my room?
Yeah, that's definitely happened a few times where I say something out loud, but I was actually saying it in my dream.
Yeah.
Or I guess
Apparently I do that too. Like I just scream random shit.
Scream it?
like
Or
scream.
like not scream, but
Okay.
like
Get out! Run!
like
Oh,
pretty
Fire!
loud. Like,
Fire! Oh God!
Help! Help!
Do you guys like sleep talk?
I sleep talk.
I don't do it often. I do it if I'm right about to fall asleep. And like, it's happened to me several times. I think I've said this before, but like if we're in a social setting and I'm like falling asleep, but I still want to participate into the conversation. So my mind is telling me to continue talking, but I'm slowly drifting into a dream. So I start talking about my dream, but it has nothing relevant to do with the conversation. So like if I'm in like group and I start being like, yeah, Sandy and Marsha said that the other day, and they're like, what, Warren? I'm like, what did I just say?
Who?
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck are those people? I'm like, who are who?
I will never forget the day that I was so sleep deprived. Me and Lenny were still sleep deprived. That we were sitting down, and I look at Lenny and I go, I wonder how many old people are disguised as young people. And then he looks back at me and goes, yeah, dude, I wonder. And then we both take a second, like, what the fuck did we just say? Like, yeah, we need to go to sleep. What the fuck just happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
is that Lenny's house, right?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
Lenny's
yeah.
house. And then,
Oh.
like, I buried myself under a bunch of pillows, and I fell asleep for, like, 2 minutes. And I wake up, I go, hello? Hello? Because I thought
You
I was in a
actually
dark room or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize I was buried in pillows. So I'm like, is anyone there?
Help.
Yeah. Lenny's like, take the pillows off. I'm like, oh, shit, my bad.
Have I ever told you? I mean, this is not my personal story, but it was Joseph's brother's story.
Yeah,
Oh, where
he
he stared
said
at
that
a
when he woke
blank
up with a
wall?
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like, I don't want to fall asleep that hard and then wake up and then
He woke up. What?
Oh, you haven't heard the story?
No.
So Joseph's brother once woke up and like he was sitting up facing a white wall, so he thought he went blind, and he started freaking out. And then Joseph was like, "What? What happened?" And he turns around. He's like, "Oh, never mind. I'm good."
Yeah, no thanks. I don't think I've ever fallen asleep and like
Woke up
lost
somewhere
track
else?
of my intense common sense kind of thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, let me just look around all my surroundings. But in the same sense that you had your situation where you're like when you're falling asleep,
Yeah.
I've had the opposite where I'm asleep, but I'm slowly starting to wake up and people are trying to talk to me. So usually it's like my
Oh,
mom
yeah,
and
yeah.
my dad, and I'll respond to them with a complete nonsense answer.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. I
They'll
do
ask
that
me
too.
like, "Do you have school today?" Like, I didn't have beef for lunch.
It's like, all right, but
So I've only had that happen to me, and the conversation has sometimes lasted longer than expected, and I no recollection of whatever responses I
No, I
gave.
asked about school. Yeah, I read Shonen Jump.
I know that happens to my mom sometimes when I like she's asleep and I like tell her something later on, or like while she's trying to asleep and I like whisper something to her. She's like, "Yeah, okay, cool." And then she calls me later. She's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I told you like an hour ago." "What do you mean?" She's like, "What? No, you didn't." I'm like, "You responded in like a full sentence." She's like, "What? I did?" I don't remember that. I'm like, "Oh my god."
And my mom is a freak and sleeps with her eyes open.
Derek
What?
did that sometimes, a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
times.
Sometimes a lot of times.
Sometimes a lot
That's
of times.
creepy.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you're talking to her and you think she's awake and then you hear,
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
Oh, you're just bored of me, huh?
She
No.
look at me dead in the face and goes, I'm like, are you okay?
You got nasal problems, Mom?
I've learned to keep my eyes open when things bore me.
Damn. My roommate in college used to sleep talk like full sentences, and he told me to like write down the sentences and tell him in the morning if I'm awake while he does it. And
Code.
every time I did it, he would be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I remember the dream of that was about," and then he'd go into depth. I'm like, that's kind of crazy that like you could still remember all of that in like
Yeah.
detail.
It's a sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't really remember any of my dreams, but I do have recollection of at least this is a consistency. You guys know what lucid dreaming is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm aware it happens, and I think I have somewhat control of it. But there have been plenty of dreams I've had where I decided that I would just fly. Like,
No, yeah, that's usually the first sign that you're lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Like I've heard a lot of people like, am I dreaming? And then they start flying. They're like, yeah, I'm dreaming, and then they just continue from there.
so like at least in
I'm
the
not
dream,
dreaming.
I didn't. Oh,
Oh god.
you just change your mind midway.
Am
No
I
thanks.
dreaming?
I guess
He
not.
wasn't dreaming.
Do you ever have those like dreams where like you're about to die and then you like
wake up?
I
Yeah.
hate those.
Okay.
I had a
But
dream
didn't
where
you-
I died.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
died
say.
and
And
I
you
didn't wake
actually
up.
did, yeah.
I died and I was dead for like a good 5 minutes before I was like,
What the fuck?
before I woke up. Yeah, it sucked. It was like, you know, the kill screens in James Bond games where you
Yeah,
fall
it's like-
over
and
and
the
the
blood
red
slurping,
goes. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that's what happened.
Dang.
I was just like,
You're like,
but I could still think. So I was like, am I dead? And then I woke up and I'm like,
my
oh.
screen is bleeding.
That's what happened. I was like confused. I was like, do I go to heaven now or something? And I was like, is this hell? Do I just see out of my eyes as a corpse?
Just everything turns red. That's it. Strawberries.
Strawberry vision.
I know there have been times where I wake up and then but like my eyes, I don't open my eyes yet, so like I'm like I guess like mentally awake, but my eyes aren't open, so I don't see where I am, and I try to guess which way in my room I'm facing.
Oh,
And like so like if I like my eyes are still closed, but I'm like, am I facing my wall or the door? And then I like try to guess just I don't know, based on rolling around or something. I've done that a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I wake up and my head's on the complete opposite side of the bed. I'm like, oh, the fuck?
Upside down.
Yeah.
I'm not on the bed at all, actually.
This is not my bed.
Whose bed am I in?
I'm afraid that would happen if I ever sleptwalk. If I wake up in a complete different room that I
Yeah.
went to bed in,
Yeah.
that freaks me out. That'll happen.
I think I used to sleepwalk when I was younger.
Really?
But I think I ended up where I fell asleep. I don't know why.
Yeah, my brother used to do that.
Yeah, I know you told me he almost peed in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I had my art supplies in a corner of
Yeah.
my room, and he got up and beelined it to the corner of the room where my art supplies are. He stared at it for a little bit, and then whipped out his dick. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Huh? What's going on?" I'm like, "Go to the bathroom."
He's using it as an excuse. He's like, I'm sick and tired of Jay.
This art is so fucking bad. I'm tired of it.
Tired of looking at this anime bullshit.
You know that dreams are just repressed thoughts. You know that, right?
This nigga's finna pee on my shit. This is a plan from the get go.
I've always wanted to do like a dream journal type of thing, cause like,
Yeah.
but I just never do it.
And you can't remember it sometimes. It's just hard.
Yeah, but I've heard like if you write down your
Yeah.
dream right away and read it years down the line, you can still remember exactly of what it was.
And then you get better at remembering it as you consistently write in your dream journal and read it.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, because it's just kind of like a lot of the times you'll have like repeated dreams, like even and like in like the general
Yeah.
format. So if you keep writing them down and then reading them, you'll know what to expect for next time, and then
Oh,
that's all. That also is how some people get like closer to lucid dreaming. Yeah.
So they like can pick up on the themes that they're in their dream. So they're like, oh,
Yep.
this is a dream.
Yep.
Okay, bye bye. And then I know a common thing is like, if to test if you're lucid dreaming is like look at your fingers, and if you're missing or have an extra finger, then you're probably lucid dreaming, or like something very common like I don't know.
2 dicks.
I mean, is that not normal for most?
Warren's lucid dream.
Oh,
Have you ever heard of that like trick to play on people? It's like, oh, you're just talking to someone and you stare directly at them while you're having a conversation, and you'll be saying like, oh yeah, the other day I went to wake up,
oh,
and
no.
then you continue on. And you continue,
That's fucked up.
and then you continue on your conversation.
I saw a post like that on Reddit. It's like I want you to go outside, like in a public area, bump into someone, and be like, oh, "I'm sorry, wake up, you're in a dream," and then keep walking. I'm like, dude, that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I would be so shook if someone did that to me. I'm like, excuse me? Oh shit, am I?
Cause that's like some. I'm gonna jump in front of the nearest like bus so I
Yeah.
can wake
Yeah.
up.
It's really messed up. But I'm
That's
like,
pretty fucked up.
I want to try it though. Like, oh, I'm sorry, wake up, you're in a dream. What?
but it's like the hard
That
thing
could
is
really
like,
fuck up someone's
yeah,
day.
you gotta do it to people you don't know. 'Cause
Exactly,
when-
yeah.
When you do it to people you know, you're just like, they're just kind of fucking with you.
Yeah.
No, but then how about if it's someone who's having a really bad day and they're
Yeah.
like, you know what? This is a dream. I'm just go kill myself.
Oh my god. The other day when I was getting lunch, I saw some like delivery guy. He had like one of those like I don't know what they're called. They're just like the wheel things that
Oh, the wheelbarrow.
type of things that. Yeah, it was just like one of those things on wheels that carry boxes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Huh?
trolley.
Yeah, the trolley.
Wow.
Yeah, cart trolley type of thing. But it was just some like UPS dude. He was just like on the sidewalk, and then he was like he had a bunch of like little packages stacked on each other, and he hit a little bump in the sidewalk, and one of the packages dropped into a puddle. And he's like, he like looked at like a like fuck me type of thing.
Yeah.
So he bent down, picked it up, put it back on top of the pile, and as he puts the thing down, he drops his phone into the puddle.
Oh.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh
my
fuck.
god! Like,
This
they
guy.
oh, actually, that reminded me of something.
I was like, this guy's having such a terrible day.
yo, that reminded me of something. I was in school, and then there was one lady, right? She's at the vending machine, and then she ends up getting the wrong item,
Oh.
and then she's like, I just see her reaction. She's like, oh my god, I wanted the other one, and to me, it looks like she's been having a bad day.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you want that one thing at the
Yeah.
end, it's just like
And you
just
still
ruins
get it wrong.
everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I came up to her. I was like, oh wait, what you want? I'll pay for what you want, and I'll just take the Oreos that you accidentally got.
Yeah.
And I was paying for it, and I was just saying like, oh yeah, you probably having a bad day. And then she was like, yeah, I was having a terrible day, and yesterday my husband just got deployed. I was like,
Oh my god.
Just
I
take
don't
both
know
of
what
them.
to say.
Just
Hey,
take
man,
both
you want
of them.
these Oreos too?
How much more do you want from the vending machine, man? I'll pay for it. I don't have a lot of money, but like, and then all my
Oh,
classmates were sitting at the
no.
table right next to it, and they were just all like,
Oh my god.
oh, I
my
felt so
husband got
bad, bro. I felt
deployed.
so bad. I was
How-
like, am I helping in any way? Because I don't know.
Have a day.
Oh god.
I felt so bad, bro.
Give him the Oreos. Get home safe. Like, I guess.
Thank you for your service. Oh God.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, and like when I saw that dude drop all the stuff, I was like, I wonder if he's been having like a shitty day,
And this is
and
just
like this is like adding onto it, or this is just like the start.
beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Start of a
beginning.
shitty
I'm like,
day.
oh fuck, great. This is gonna be a great day.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he went to pick up his phone. Then he walked into the middle of the street, got hit by a bus. And then,
Then he goes to deliver the rest of the packages and gets robbed or some shit.
dude,
After
that-
getting hit by the
Yo,
bus.
that video you shared
Yeah, it's
on Twitter
insane,
of
yeah.
like this pizza delivery guy getting fucking shanked in the legs and robbed and shit.
It's
Oh,
by, like,
crazy.
the
yeah.
mother-
Oh,
She was in
shit.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, people.
I don't want to watch
Yeah.
that. I saw it, but I was
I
like,
mean, the video doesn't really show too much, but
yeah.
it
But
just
still, like,
the-
just the idea of it.
Yeah,
it's pretty scary. Like, really, just delivery guy. Like,
yeah. He probably doesn't even have that much on him.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Why'd you have to stab him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's 4 of them around him. They could have just like pinned him on the ground, then took
Yeah,
his
take the
stuff.
food,
They
take
didn't
his
have
money,
to
like-
stab a guy. God damn.
Or rob the store. Fuck it. It ain't him.
Yeah, and they were all caught on camera too, so they'll probably get caught eventually.
I hope.
I don't know. The
Why
world's
can't people
crazy.
just like, I don't know,
Be
You
good.
Motherfuckers
Yeah.
alone.
be good. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if they, the people that really need money, that sometimes they'll like, I don't know,
Like, I understand.
rob them nicely, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Can I please
You
have
don't,
your
you
money?
don't- you don't have to kill him or anything.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
You don't have to injure him. Like, you could hold him down, like
Yeah, yeah.
Jay was saying, like strangle him
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen that post about how some guy, he goes into it's like a some pharmacy store, and then like he steals like some medicine, something like that. And he's like, "Sorry,
seen
I
that.
have a sick kid."
Yeah, yeah, I've seen
And it's
that.
like, damn, you know, of course it's bad that he's robbing, but like,
yeah.
you know, some people actually need that stuff.
And then you turn yourself in.
Oh my God, not that shit again.
I've actually been wanting to do some
Another
more of those things.
Yeah, those are fun.
Lately because
turn
of the new
yourself in?
mics and all that.
We did
One of our
earlier
Season
episodes.
2? Is that
Yeah,
season 2?
yeah. I think it was episode 3. I want to say.
Oh,
of
Yeah, it was
season
the
2.
beginning.
Yeah, we did a morality test with Joseph. He like learned in class that he walked us through these different situations where we have to test or see what our actions would be in that certain scenario to test our morality levels and like such.
Oh, I don't think I was part of that, but I think I was listening.
No,
to it.
I don't
Was that the
think
one
so.
was like in front of a trolley? Or
Yeah,
like,
like
Yeah.
one
and
of those.
one you got to save the 5 kids compared to like the 1 kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And then if it's
It-
5 strangers versus your mom or like
yeah.
5 important individuals versus some baby
Rando.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, those
But
are
yeah.
they're interesting like
Fuck them kids.
like concepts. They're like that says a lot about how you think or like what kind of person you may be out of the outcome of the situation.
Right. Yeah.
And one of the scenarios was like, if someone had medicine for this like disease that your wife has, and you don't have enough money to
Oh, I remember that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
buy
and it's
it,
like,
do
do you rob
s-
'em
Yeah,
and
do you
then-
steal it? Do you try to raise money to pay for it? Or, some
Or
shit?
like, do you try to barter with the dude?
Yeah.
Like, I'll suck your dick if you give him the money.
yeah.
Or the medicine.
Give me the money to
Yeah.
buy the.
Yeah, I don't know if I was part of that one.
I don't.
No,
No, you
it
weren't.
was
It was us.
Tony.
It was
It
yeah, us
sounds
3,
so clear, though.
Joseph and Tony,
Yeah.
and Tam, I think.
Yeah, Tam was there. I
Yeah.
think he came. a little late.
Yeah, but that was. He was just saying that because that was before we actually had our mic, so it was still that one mic in the middle. So we are all just like, yeah, and then all the.
Fuck that.
Take your
Fucking
turn.
moron.
Yeah, no, we didn't even go to the mic. We
Yeah.
just put the mic in the middle.
And
of-
just yelled.
Yeah. You could tell when we buy our mics, it's so funny the jumping quality.
Yeah. And you can hear us individually.
Yeah. You could actually hear us instead of Tony here. It sounded like he's like in a different room. She actually yelling in like through one of those like cups on a string. He's just talking to podcast on that. But yeah,
Morality.
yeah. I want to find more of those. I guess like topic conversations that'll spark like a, like not argue it
Not to
necessarily,
argue,
but,
but,
like
like,
a
Think of different perspectives.
yeah.
And
Like be able to see all the different point of views or some of a certain scenario or something. Yeah, because those are like really like fun, and like it is actually very like I can't think of the word I'm looking for. It's like
Shows your true colors that you're
like,
evil.
yeah, that and like it's like interactive, I guess. Not
Yeah.
like, engaging. There
Engaging,
you go.
yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Yeah, because like when you get into like all like those, no, I guess they're not really deep, but those like types of arguments, they like makes you really think about.
Yeah.
I guess the world.
What you think is right or wrong
Yeah.
in a deeper sense,
Yeah.
rather than just like, oh, that's bad,
Right, and then like
but why?
most of the time you're thinking about it to yourself, and then you say
Actually see
you
other
like
people's answers.
yeah
compare.
you see you like point A, B, and C, and then you hear someone else's answers, and you're like, oh fuck, my A doesn't make sense anymore because
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
so much more sense.
I changed my answer. I
Yeah.
changed. it.
Yeah,
As you continue to
yeah,
hear other people's
Yeah.
inputs.
yeah, and then you realize that you're like, oh shit, that actually makes more sense, and mine is stupid now, and I feel stupid for
Yeah.
thinking that stupid. Stupid.
I'm
But-
glad none of us are those people that are like, they hear some other opinion.
Like,
and they're
nah,
just
that's
like,
stupid.
Oh, yeah,
Mine's the
it's
best.
just completely.
We're
Nah.
not.
Ignore it.
Yeah, none of us are entirely ignorant. We're like, if I say something, it has to be that
Yeah.
I
way.
hate that. People.
I know.
I hate those.
People like that buy the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I
if
live-
they're like,
live with people
oh,
like
that's a cool way you think about it, but you're still wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care your point of view. But yeah, like, and that one, I think we only went through like 4 or 5 scenarios, but like it was like a 2.5 hour podcast or something.
Just from that, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It was only.
yeah. I want to find more
4?
types of those tests, or like,
Yeah,
I get-
I'm actually looking up.
oh, you're
So,
looking at one.
Yeah.
I feel like Joseph might know a bunch
Yeah.
of
He
other
probably.
ones.
I think he had a lot more than the ones
Mm.
that he told us.
It's probably just like a taste of it.
Yeah, actually, he said there was only a few of them because
Mhm.
he said there was like 13 tests in total or something.
And we got through for like 4.
Yeah, well, I don't think we were gonna do all of them anyway, so he
Yeah.
just pulled out the most interesting ones. He was actually telling me about this the other day, when we were climbing, cause he was telling me about these like 2 different types of mindsets. It was either growth or fixed, and then growth is like once you're always trying to better yourself and get better at like certain things by like keep practicing and trying to like challenge yourself in the next level. And then fixed mindset is like once you see something challenging, you get scared and just go back to what you're normally good at. And then Joseph was saying, he was like, I've always thought that I've been a growth mindset, but then I took a test in class, and I've learned that I was mostly fixed. And when we were climbing, I kept telling him to do this one route that he doesn't want to do because he's afraid to. And then that made him realize that he was like, oh shit, I am a fixed mindset. Because like there's this one route where he thinks you have to like jump for the final thing, but when I did it, I literally just reached
Reach
up to
for it?
grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, Joseph, you can do it easily. He's like, no, I'm too scared. I'm like, come on, man, just do it. You're
Just
fine.
reach out your hand.
Well,
Yeah.
I see that with Joseph when it comes to the climbing, because I remember when I used to climb with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I didn't have a lot of experience like you guys, but I would just be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go for a V3."
Yeah.
And then I would be like, "Joseph, you want to do this one?" He was like, "No, I'm still working my way up to with V2."
Right.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"But this one's like easier than
Yeah.
that one." But I think it's like just him doubting himself.
Yeah.
With that fixed mindset.
Yeah, I've had that fixed mindset with Grit Ninja when I was doing the warp wall.
Yeah.
Because like I probably can do the 14-foot one or what the fuck it was, the highest one. But every time I was gonna do it, I'm like, nah, fuck that,
Yeah,
I
you
can't do
get
it.
like,
I was
get like
too
2
scared.
steps in, and then
Yeah.
you're like, nah, I can't
Yeah,
do this.
like
I'm
I was easily clearing the 12-foot wall. So I was like, yeah, I could easily probably reach it, but then like I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm too fucking scared.
I feel like majority of people are the fixed mindset
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I feel like it also depends on the
scenario.
the
Scenario.
either the scenario or like the
And then the
certain thing
past
that you're
ex-
doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then you also have like if it's something totally brand new to you,
Then it
and
makes sense.
You
yeah.
might have there's 2 ways, I guess. It's either you're gonna have a really easy time, and then you're just gonna because you have no prior experience to influence your thoughts, or you're gonna base everything off of like random experiences that have nothing to do with whatever it is, and then you're just gonna be like, I can't do it because
yeah,
of
yeah,
this,
I got you.
know?
Yeah, they like take similar life experiences and put it together. Like,
yeah.
oh, that's sort of like this, so I
Yeah.
can't. I know I can't do this.
Even if they're not anywhere identical, even if
Yeah.
there's just like one slight similarity.
yeah, they just try to find any excuse to not do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's something like, well, if I can't skateboard well, why would I be able to drive well? Shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, you made me think of a really good example, but I forgot what it was.
Speaking of the 2 mindsets thing, topic of conversation that's been on the internet for a bit is when we were talking about if you could see pictures in your head or not.
Oh, the Apple thing?
Yeah, the Apple thing.
Yeah.
Where I didn't realize so many people
Couldn't
just don't
visualize.
see anything.
Right, yeah.
And that's just a normal thing.
Yeah. Do you know what we're talking about?
Is that the thing you talked about in the podcast last time?
A little. We talked about a little
'Cause we were
bit.
talking. No, Joseph was saying that
He sees words.
he sees words.
Yeah. But that happens to a lot of people, apparently. I thought he was just a fucking freak.
He's a-
But
Wait,
Yeah.
Wait, you see
I don't know
things
what
in
he means
subtitles?
by like sees words. Like
Like when he speaks his words, he like
he
spells it out basically
he
in his
sees
head,
it in
or
his
like
head.
he sees the
says,
word.
like the full word in his head and stuff.
I
English major.
no, but the thing is like I can imagine both things. The thing because he can't imagine certain things in the sense that like what was it, the apple? Like is he
Yeah, like in my head, when the whole thing is, what level of
yeah
can you
like
see the
detail.
apple at? Like, can you just see, grayscale apple in a still image or something? Or can you rotate the apple in your head? Can you see, like, the texture of it? Can you smell it? Well, not smell it, but picture the smell.
Yeah.
And I always thought everyone thought that way.
Like super vividly or
Yeah.
like or anything like
especially if you've seen the thing before.
that. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, everyone thinks like this. And then I see in, like, the comments of it, like, it's like 50-50. I'm like, God damn, I never knew.
But like I see
Give me a random item. Let me think of some.
just
A
to-
plane.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe now I'm getting the idea because you told me to think about it like that.
But
way.
like the thing is some people just can't.
Yeah, it's just they
Oh.
don't.
They just
It's
can't.
just like they
it's just like a
they
still
know
image.
what a plane looks like, but in their head that's not what they're seeing. It's like
Oh, that's
the
weird.
word plane or just,
Like it's a very weird thing because like if you don't think of it that way, then you can't, what do you call it? Like if you're visually thinking of the plane and you can do it, you can't not do it. That's the thing. That's the hard part. But the thing I don't
See,
understand
that's what I
is
was thinking. So I was thinking of the same thing when people are blind, like
Yeah,
or
no,
they
yeah,
grew up
but
blind.
that's
They've
like-
never seen
that's
it
the
before.
kind of thing.
So like,
that's what I'm not. I think I have more trouble understanding. It's the okay. Well, if you can imagine it as a word, can't you imagine that word 3D? That's like, but that's like
it's
but
like
that's-
word
but-
clip art from
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
Microsoft
but
Word.
then- But then
Microsoft.
I feel like that's step one. If you can start imagining it 3D and adjusting the word and turning the word, like
That's
have you ever
true.
watched those? Like at the beginning of the movies, is it like Fox or the thing with the
FX?
spotlights?
Yeah, that's Fox. Right?
that Fox?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, those.
20th
well, like
Century
it's.
Fox.
Yeah.
I can clearly imagine the word, but it's in this very like 3D, three-dimensional kind of.
But even that, I think it's too much of like an actual visual,
Yeah, and
because
that's
that 3D Fox has like a skyline and spotlights on
Yeah.
it and shit. Whereas I think it's less of
like I can't I
yeah.
don't understand what they're
Yeah.
seeing. That's what I want to
wait,
know.
so the idea is like
They can't
3-dimensional and
visualize.
non-3-dimensional. Is that
no, it's more like, do you
It's
see
just-
it or don't you see it?
Like if I say apple, do you think of the word apple and see just the word apple, or do you see the
An apple.
representation of an apple visually?
Like these are people who can see it. Like
No, there's a lot of
The
people.
argument was,
Stop.
which one are you?
Yeah,
Here it is.
there.
Yeah, that one.
I've been trying to find it this whole time.
Like, what number are you?
Like if you like close your eyes and think of an apple,
Yeah.
and then like after you thought of it, and then you just open your eyes and like try to match it to which one you would think of. And that's the situation. There's people who are just like nowhere on this. I mean, or not nowhere. They're on 5, which is empty.
Yeah, so apparently it's called aphantasia. It's a condition where one does not possess a functioning mind's eye and cannot voluntarily visualize imagery. So, yeah. So it's pretty much like there is a condition where they just physically can't. They know what it looks like if
Yeah.
they see it, but if they close their eyes and try to imagine it, then they'll say 5 like this.
Yeah, and I that's really weird to me. I'm
Yeah.
just like I can't do that.
I don't
I'm
think I
very-
could go through life without a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so like I wouldn't say
Yeah.
I'm an exact 1 for sure, but like
Yeah.
I would say I'm between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But like I'm definitely not a 3 and 4. I could definitely see the color of it, of the
Yeah.
item that I'm trying to think of, and like because usually like if I'm trying to draw something out, I'm able to like get a
I don't need
basic
reference
image,
of it
yeah.
all the time. You
Right.
know? I know what an apple looks like.
yeah
I
for
could-
sure yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I'd be a 1. No, because like when I think of like an apple, I can't isolate the apple by itself. Like I see it
Like in a fruit basket
in a
type
fruit
of thing.
basket
Yeah.
or like in my hand or something.
But you're still
like that.
imagine the
Yeah.
apple,
You still
which is
see the apple though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
Yeah.
you can't like what you're saying is you can't imagine the apple in like a empty
Empty
room and it's
space,
empty
yeah.
floating
It
in
just-
space. Like,
yeah.
that's fine. I think
Mm.
that's like going above and beyond and like
Yeah, yeah.
past 1. So it's like 0.5.
What scared me the most is there was a ton of like artists online who were also like, I don't see anything. I didn't even know people see
Things
The
like
English-
that.
visual things
Yeah.
like in their head. I'm like, but you
You're
draw
an
like
artist,
a god. Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck did you? Oh, it's a ladybug.
I'm tooting.
Oh no,
Yeah. Yeah. You continue.
no, I'm done. What were you gonna say?
No, because I remember watching a documentary the other day, on Netflix. I forget what it's called. You know that like explained, or things explained or something
Sure.
type of thing. It was a similar concept where the lady could she had like a brain surgery type of thing, and something got messed up, and then she was not able to differentiate music and like able to tell something had specific tones. Like since she was able to hear like music beforehand, she knew, because she didn't even notice until she was watching a television show until the theme song started playing. She's like, what the fuck is this? I don't even hear it anymore. Like
Oh,
I mean, she hears it, but she doesn't know it's music. If I don't know how to
That's-
explain it.
That's
That's
fucking
weird.
scary.
Yeah. So like there's a similar thing to the vision one, but with music. So like when you hear certain tones, it doesn't really match.
Connect,
Yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't connect that it's supposed to be making a certain melody.
I'm trying
Oh.
to
That's-
imagine.
Yeah, I can't even like imagine that.
That is
happening.
actually scary.
Yeah.
That's like
Just noise.
missing out on
Yeah.
a piece of the world.
Yeah, it's like hearing major scales, but like constantly minor, and like with like the 7th note raised.
Like what I would be confused about is like people just doing things in a sing-song tone, or like you know how to say yoo-hoo,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. Like would that just be sounding like yoo-hoo?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if it's like they hear everything monotone, so they just constantly hear us talking like this, or like it's just like, although like we all have like we all have like a certain like I guess what's that word, timbre to our voice,
Yeah.
but like they just hear it as like this, and like it's like completely random tones. Like I'm not sure if it's that or if they hear things like this, like we're all robots.
I've been-
you.
I'm imagining that like that meme of like that girl that worked at Olive Garden, and then she has that filter on her voice, like yesterday, and I can't even explain it. It's a very
Is that
like
like a TikTok thing?
Yeah, it's a
Robot-y,
TikTok.
Oh
robot
yeah,
song,
yeah, I know
know.
what you're doing. Yeah.
yeah, that one.
That weird TikTok filter where your voice gets like randomly.
You out,
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like auto tune, except
but
on,
it's like
steroids.
yeah, I gotcha.
Imagine you just hear people talk like that,
Nah,
I don't want to.
I think I'd rather go.
and their
deaf,
faces
honestly.
change too.
That's something
Kashmir.
I wouldn't want to experience.
The music thing.
No, some people have a thing, and I don't know if it's like just a brain problem or if it's a mental kind of thing, where when they see people's faces, they can't process it. Like they can't tell the difference between other people. It's just
So they can't differentiate people.
No,
That
forget.
sucks. So like, do they meet or can they tell someone by their voice, or is it just like
Maybe.
physical?
I-
So like if Jay, I won't be able to tell Jay is Jay until he says hi, and then I'm like, oh, what's up, Jay? Or like
That-
if I'm staring at you, it's like
Yeah.
a complete
I'm
stranger.
just like, Warren, what's the matter?
I'm like, oh, what's up, Jay?
I didn't even know that was you,
Yeah.
dude. I was like,
Yeah. Oh damn, that's fucking creepy.
I guess it's like, you know that feeling where you look at someone who kind of looks like someone else you know in public? and
Right.
you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. And so
do
you're
I go
staring at
say
them.
hi to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
Yeah.
know you from somewhere.
because at my brother's fight the other day, the guy that he was going up against looked like my brother's best friend. And when he was walking around the place, I thought it was him the whole time. And I was like, do I go say hi to him or
Right. Yeah.
And then, found out it wasn't him. And I was like, oh, thank God I didn't say anything to him because he would have been like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Or it's like you see someone and you know them, but you don't know where. So you just they're just staring at them, trying to think of where you know them, and then they stare at you back, and you're like,
Why the fuck?
oh shit, I'm staring. He's like, oh shit.
That happened to my brother actually the other day. He said he went to the bank, and then he was the only one in the bank. It was like night, and then someone was like peeking through the glass to him, and he was like, what's going on? And then he went out the bank, and the guy was just like, ooh, doo, 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 doo.
Oh.
And then my brother was like, what's up? Because he wanted to know why he was looking. He was like, oh no, I thought you were like this YouTube star, but you're not.
What the? Oh.
Thought you were Mr. What was it? Mr. Beast?
Oh,
Thought you were
God.
Mr. Beast.
Oh.
He like does challenges or
Yeah.
donates money or just gives out free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was walking by a bank the other day, and like it was at night, so it was closed. But there was an alarm going off on the inside, and I was like, should I be worried about this? But like I quickly looked inside, but I didn't see anything wrong. But there was definitely an alarm going off inside, and I'm like, no one's reacting, so I guess it's okay. And I was very
Bro,
concerned.
that always happens in my gym. My gym, like, it happens, I guess, more often than it should. The fire alarm goes off. It's like, and
my
everybody
God.
just like, all right.
It just goes back to their work.
Literally, nobody does anything.
That happens at work too, like, because we're not ever actually sure if it's a drill or not.
Yeah.
So none of us move, and everyone's just back in there, like working on their computers,
Just
just
ignoring it,
with a
yeah.
crazy loud alarm going on. And I'm the only one who's like looking around, like,
Concerned.
should we be going somewhere? Is the building on fire? Are we about to die? Hello? And everyone's just working on the computer casually. We're like, hello, guys.
If we get injured on the job, that's workers' comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at like our fire marshal dude, and he's just on the phone. And I'm like, I guess we're okay. Oh my
He's on the
God.
phone. We're not okay.
Run.
This is how we save the building.
Damn, wait, I just realized my dad was the fire marshal for our building, but they fired him like a good 4 years before anyone else.
They swap fire marshals usually.
I don't know, though, because they never told me who the fire marshal was for
Oh,
the
afterwards?
building afterwards, yeah.
Oh.
They might
Well,
also have been too scared to tell me anything.
For
because-
my building, they have
I
a
was
fire
not a happy
marshal per
person.
floor, so or per company, because like
Yeah.
the floors are split up. Sometimes they're per company, so each company will have their own fire marshal to make sure their specific
Yeah.
thing is out. I feel like I wouldn't want that responsibility. I mean, I feel like it's a simple
Pressure.
thing, but like in the actual
Yeah.
moment that it needs to
Yeah.
happen.
What
yeah.
happens when you're not there? Like you're.
I assume
sick
there's
or-
multiple, so
There's like a.
like a vice
We just
fire
had
marshal.
one.
I know what you mean. It's like when you see those security guards like at stores or something.
Yeah, you
And
know
then
they're just chilling.
They're
but,
chilling,
like,
but then when something actually happens, you're like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah.
I never thought we'd get this
Dude,
far.
that was fucking me at my job. Anytime any bad thing would happen, I'd be like, oh, fuck, what do I do? But that is my job to, like,
Yeah.
Handle
to,
it.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
handle it. I'm
No.
just like, shit.
Yeah, no, that happened to me. Like so now that I'm a manager at Chopped, I freak
that's
out when
really-
things are not normal. Like the other day, I was looking at our freezer, and I have to record the temperatures every single like 4 hours or something like that. Make sure everything is good to go. I'm looking at the freezer. I'm like, why is this like 70 degrees?
oh my God!
What the fuck? And I was like calling my boss, texting my boss. I'm like, what do I do? Help. Help. And she actually tells me, it's like, give it 10 minutes and check again. I give it 10 minutes and it's back at like 30 degrees. And I was like,
How the
What?
fuck did it drop 40 degrees in 10 minutes?
how did
kinda
it happen?
shit
It's
is
like,
that?
it was on defrost mode. And I was like,
Why is that
Why
a thing
does
in a
fridge
freezer?
have
Yeah.
a fucking defrost mode?
because then it would just keep getting colder.
Oh,
That's how
also
our
like it
condenser-
really, like
Mm.
refreshes. Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, what it was recording was the temperature of the air.
Right.
So, but the
The
food
products are
it
still
takes
cold,
a
yeah.
while to
Defrost.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like freaking out, and I was like, so we opened the store at 10:30. This is me at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, why isn't it getting colder? Help, because they delivered the products at like early in the day, so I thought, okay, maybe it's warm because there's all this like room temp stuff in the
Yeah.
in the freezer. And then I was like, it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better.
He's putting his hand in. Like,
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
still not
I
cold.
actually did that.
I was gonna
I
say.
actually did that. I was looking for the thing that cooled the fan. And
Yeah.
I was like,
where is it?
Is the air on? Is the air on? Hello?
Is it broken?
yeah. I turned it off, turn it back on. I was like,
Walks
Maybe.
away, comes back.
maybe it's too hot because the lights are on. Let me turn off the lights.
Try any means necessary.
I was like, I don't want to get in trouble. 'Cause I know what
I need an
happens in
adult.
that shit.
I'm the adult.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the worst. Being like, I need an adult. Oh man, I am the adult.
Then you remember you're 26. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Which is weird, like, I am the adult, but I'm the youngest one in the store.
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember that.
Help.
Hello.
hello. But yeah, no thanks. I don't like being the
I don't
adult.
want to be in
That's-
charge.
Yeah, the one in
I
charge.
don't want
Yeah.
to be large and in charge.
Oh,
But- no.
one time I came into work and the building's fire alarm was on. And usually it's not our floor, so I don't have to worry about it because I'll go downstairs and then they'll
It's
turn it
off,
off.
yeah.
This time I go downstairs and I'm like, the fire alarm's still going like a long time after I've been here. I wonder what's going on. The security guard comes downstairs and he's like, can you like handle this? Like, what are you doing?
Isn't this your
And
job?
And I'm just like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's coming from your floor. Like, why haven't you done anything about this fire alarm? And I'm like, oh shit, that's us. And I I run in the back and our fire alarm, it's all the way in the back. So like,
Oh, yeah.
my office is in the back, but even further back
He has to
is
run.
the fire alarm. And that thing is going fucking nuts. And I'm like, oh shit, I've been here for like 2 hours and this thing has been going off the entire time I've been here.
Oh.
So I go back upstairs to tell him that, that everything's okay, and then the fire department's upstairs and everything.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
I'm
say.
like,
Wait, no one was there.
yeah, it was just me and the security guard and the fire department, and they're like, all right, what's the matter? I was like, nothing. Like, I'm just
False alarm.
stupid. Yeah.
Fog machine?
I didn't know I had to turn it off.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
That reminds me of the first year we went to Jersey when we were cooking breakfast and
Oh,
we
shit.
we set the fire
Oh
alarm
my
off and we
God.
didn't know how to fucking turn the fire alarm off, and like even we opened all the windows, kept like blowing all the smoke out, and then was it you, Juan, that just pulled the fucking fire alarm off
Yeah.
and chucked it in a closet?
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, we're good. We're like, what? It's still going off. No, we're good.
And then what do you call it? Wait, did the person call us in that one? Or is it the second time?
That was the second time for Joseph's car.
No. Because didn't we start burning something and then the Airbnb owner called us? They're like, are you guys okay?
Oh, that may be it. Yeah.
That might be the first time.
I don't remember that happening the second time, so it might
Yeah,
have
it
been
was probably the first time.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Second time we had no AC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Not
that
until,
was-
not until the second.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah.
But it was only one night, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too.
And then
too
they
bad.
put someone else in it the next day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they just switched our apartment
Yeah.
entirely.
But I mean, they bought
But
a
they
new-
switched it, yeah.
Yeah, they bought a new AC eventually.
That was funny. But yeah, I was gonna go back to what you were saying about the security guards. I never actually thought about that. How in the time of action they have to do something about it.
Exactly.
So like
Half
if
the
you're
time they're just sleeping there.
yeah, if you're in a
Yeah.
bank and something like if they get robbed for whatever reason, then they actually train to do something rather than like just stand there like on watch or something. Now I'm gonna see security guards and not like think differently. I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's heavily trained, hopefully, and he just huge fat dude eating a donut. Like,
Oh,
oh,
man.
we're fucked.
Actually, sometimes what those guys are just people to handle getting robbed.
Yeah.
Rather than do something about it, they are the person that's like,
Oh,
all
to call
right, we're
someone.
going to give you the money.
Oh,
Just don't shoot anybody.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So they just like don't prevent it, but like lower the
Yeah, because if you
The risk,
damages.
if you get someone killed,
right, yeah, then
then that's on
definitely
the
worse.
company's watch because your workers are fucking incompetent.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn! Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna seriously see like security guards differently. Yeah.
There's a guy at my school. He's trying to be a mechanic just because it's like he just wants to know stuff and he has other stuff to do. But he currently works as like a special forces medical like personnel
Oh my,
kind of stuff. And
that
it's, like,
sounds
really cool.
intense.
And then he told me like because he lives in like Long Island or something like that. But then sometimes for work, he comes up to like White Plains or somewhere in the area to do training. And he was telling me, yeah, so we got to do a lot of like training simulations. And there's this one time where, okay, we're dealing with explosives, not like, fake explosive, but the simulation explosives actually like explode in your face. It doesn't hurt you,
but it does pop.
Yeah, it does pop. And apparently they were in a situation where they had one person is like a robber or like
they're doing
just
some
the
role play
suspect
type of thing.
Well, what?
Role play type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean that in a sexual way. But like,
I was just like, yeah, you cuff me to the bed, and then
and he was so there's a suspect, and then there's some people who pretend to be injured.
Yeah.
And so he's coming, and it's like, okay, who do I have to get? Apparently, they already took the one of the victims, and he doesn't know that the last person that's laying down is a suspect.
Oh.
And on the suspect, there's a pressure-sensitive bomb.
Oh, so he just
What
like
the
flipped them and he
fuck?
fucking exploded.
Exactly.
Oh
and
my
no
God.
one told him.
That's
And like
fucking
that's
tight.
only a simulation.
Yeah, that might actually happen in
Yeah.
a
Oh,
real world
shit.
scenario.
Shit.
Because he was one of the people that actually went down to like 9/11 when the thing happened.
Oh.
And like I was like, wow, that's really awesome. He's like, yeah, but they still got to prepare us for training, for situations like this. And like I should like my asshole clenched like this, like when that thing exploded.
Yeah.
It's like, I
God.
would never want to be a
damn.
security guard.
Yeah,
It's like
and
being a mechanic.
yeah, that just reminds me of like people who have to do like ER type of things, like people who come in with like crazy injuries, bleeding like crazy, and they have to like they're the one who has to like stay calm and handle it. And like I was thinking of someone from our high school. I don't remember her name, but I know she was friends with like some of my friends. She was like a EMS type of, is that the right term? EMT?
I think it's EMT.
EMS, EMT. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, emergency medical
Services training.
service.
Yeah,
or-
you know what I mean. But a few years ago, there was that Metro North train crash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
of
The
my
one was it?
sisters,
Was that the one by Mount Vernon or something?
Yeah,
like that, or-
something like that. Yeah, and she was on that train, and like, apparently she had to pull someone out of the train, and their legs got chopped off.
Oh.
Yeah, and like she had to like be the like calm one to like handle everything and like make
Dang.
sure they didn't like bleed out, and like they had to like fucking, I forget the word, cauterize the wound or whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh my God. Just hearing that story, I was freaking out,
Oh,
and I wasn't
man.
even there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do people keep calm?
I know.
My
seriously.
sister's friend's dad actually died in that accident.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, you know whenever someone tells you like whenever you're bleeding really bad from somewhere, try to cut off the circulation.
Put pressure on it. Yeah.
Apparently, you have to cut it off like so hard that like you might as well not even bother if you're by yourself, because
Yeah,
like you can't possibly pull something hard enough to cut off the amount of circulation you need to cut off for you to stop bleeding in a limb.
Right. Yeah. Well, like obviously it depends on the severity of the cut.
Yeah,
But,
well,
like,
I mean,
if it's, like-
not severe enough, then you probably don't need to cut it off at all. But like,
The typical scenario when you have a cut is like put pressure on it until you
Yeah.
could actually like put something on it to keep it closed.
Yeah.
but yeah, like in movies when they like take a belt or whatever and then they like,
That's nowhere near.
there's nowhere near as much pressure as you need to
But
pull
yeah,
the
but it's
thing.
a start.
They said you might actually make it worse.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Shit.
because you're squeezing out more rather than
Oh, I see.
yeah,
So you squeeze out the ones that are already like, trickling down
Yeah.
to it rather
than cutting off the
It-
rest of your body.
Yeah, so it's a little, it's like a double-edged sword type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
then-
really need someone else to literally like put their foot down on your arm and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
pull with
and
their whole
So
body.
then wouldn't like the better option would be literally just to cover the wound?
Yeah, that's
and then
about
so
it.
then the blood would just disgustingly clot.
yeah.
Yeah. True.
Cover
That's
the
all I
wound
think.
and probably sit still so you don't,
Get your blood
Yeah.
pumping
Yeah.
faster.
I know like
Panic.
yeah,
Just panic.
especially if you're bleeding a lot. I know you're not supposed to move because like with your loss of blood, you could get lightheaded really quick and pass
Yeah.
out even faster. Especially because like your body has like all this adrenaline in it, so like all the blood's even rushing even faster
Yeah.
than it normally should.
Like even just having a nosebleed and standing up makes me feel like uncomfortable. Like I start to feel a little lightheaded. Like even if it's just a random nosebleed, I'll like all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, and I clean my nose. I'll have my head over the sink. I'll like lift up, and then all of a sudden I'll feel lightheaded just because like there was blood.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm
I used to
like,
pass
oh,
out from the doctor.
Like
Really?
from getting
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
Dang.
Shots
Or like
Or
drawing
your
Oh,
blood.
no, I
taken?
was getting shots. Actually, I think when I had, drawing blood.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when-
I've heard that's a very common
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah.
I can feel like it's never happened to me, but like when I get my blood drawn and then I stand up, I was like, oh, I could definitely see someone passing out from
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
Yeah.
Especially depending on how much you give
Yeah.
or taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I've heard that's a common thing when you're donating blood.
Oh
They
yeah,
take a
'cause it-
lot though.
Yeah, because they take like it's
Yeah.
like significant
Yeah.
amount.
With
Yeah.
the doctor, they just take a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
right.
just-
And that's why they
I'm
always
supposed-
give you like donuts or
Yeah,
something
cookies
like that.
or like something sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Donuts.
I've actually never donated blood before because like every time I want to, I didn't realize that there was a weight limit for like a certain. You have to be
Oh, really?
above a certain weight to be able
Oh.
to donate
Yeah.
blood, or else you're just actually just gonna like pass out for a long
Bro, I'd
period of time.
definitely
Yeah.
pass
Right.
out. OD.
I can't. I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to donate blood, so
Yeah,
You're
so-
anemic.
yeah.
Yeah, right. And then so there's like a weight limit, and then there's like a rule if like you left the country within a certain amount of time range that you can't donate blood.
Oh yeah. that
And
makes
I
sense.
always fucking overpass that limit, so I'm like, God damn it, I can't donate blood again.
Damn, Phillips.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
no, not even Phillips. Like it could be Canada. Like
Yeah.
there's a
Oh,
sign
damn.
there was a sign at work of like, oh, donate blood, and then they're like in the sub thing. It was like, oh, make sure you haven't left the country in like 70 days, and I'm like, well, I was in Canada like a month ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it still counts.
Yeah.
I guess like speaking of the international travel, I told all you guys in group chat, but
Yeah.
like I'm going to Philippines in April, and with the coronavirus, they're preventing travel for a lot of countries and everything.
Yeah.
So they cut off.
Oh, your layover country.
Yeah, they cut off travel between Philippines and Taiwan, and my layover was in Taiwan. So my parents were freaking out, and they had to switch all their movie tickets, their plane tickets to layover in Korea instead. And then literally they called me up at work. They're like, all right, we're good. These are the new dates for our flights and new times and everything. And then literally the day after, they lifted the ban for the travel.
Dang.
So all of us were like, oh my fucking God.
Waste of time.
Yeah, we wasted time and all that money.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, what? They didn't give you like refund?
I mean, I think we got a refund, but it
Discount
was
or
still a
something.
more expensive
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
ticket because it was like we
and it's
bought the
soon.
tickets a
Yeah.
while ago. Yeah,
That's a surprise though. Like I'm surprised you guys went through Taiwan and not because do you usually go through Taiwan?
I think this would be our first. Our
Okay.
usual one is Hong Kong, but obviously
Oh.
that's banned. So.
That's
we-
not a place to go.
Yeah.
We usually go through.
Yeah.
My family goes through Korea all the time.
Right, yeah. My brother went to Korea using Eva Air, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I go
don't
to
know.
Korea.
Yeah.
We just went.
Yeah,
Air
I've never
Korea.
done Korea. Every time I've gone through Hong Kong.
You go to Korea. Their airport is beautiful.
That's what I've heard. All the Korean airports are like godlike. All their food is godlike,
Yeah.
and like
The wave of the
the
future.
workers are godlike. And,
I
The
mean,
workers are.
But yeah, I've heard like even all their airplane food is like higher quality.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily higher quality, but it's like Korean.
Yeah, it's
esque
it's literally
dishes, so-
Korean food
Right,
on,
yeah.
on the plane.
Airplane food has upped its game a little bit.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people always shit on airplane food, but I actually don't mind it.
No, I think it used to be worse when we were younger.
Yeah, for sure.
But then now I feel like they have options. now.
I
It's
can't
pretty good.
say I relate in that or can understand that because I've only flown on Asian airlines. At least when I got food,
Oh, okay.
so it's always like pretty decent.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see how the coronavirus
Yeah.
affects everything.
So, I was talking with someone the other day how it's crazy how the securities in high schools are these days.
Oh,
How
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't just walk in and just like, hey, I just wanted to like visit my alma mater.
My
just,
old
like,
teacher
yeah,
or
but
something.
visit my old teachers. They're like, no, you have to be visiting someone specific in order to get a pass, and you can only visit from this hour to this hour, and then you have to leave and make sure you exit the premise and all this
Good.
crazy security. It makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm 100% agree.
Yeah.
But it just sucks how when we were still in high school, even a few years after, we could still walk in and just
Yep.
be like, hey guys, welcome, remember me, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then, like, we were saying how, like, it's crazy how high depth the security is. And then, I forget which one of us said it, but they were like, yeah, that's how apparently airports were pre 9/11. You could just walk onto a plane. You didn't even have to have, like,
Yeah,
a ticket
it
or
was- it
whatever.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, right. obviously we were too young to fully remember this. So like I really want to know what airports were like pre 9/11 to like see how open, like free willed it was. I guess you could literally just walk onto any plane, not have a ticket, boarding pass, or whatever.
Dang, that must mean JFK was even worse.
Right? Yeah.
Or
It's like even like without the intense security, but
Yeah.
like
It's just super
Have like one
chaotic.
small bag check and that's it.
right. Yeah. If anything, yeah. It's just crazy how, if you think about airports now, like I don't know anything different, but like back
It's
in the
crazy
day,
high
it was
security.
yeah.
And honestly, to think that it was super light would be weird now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, now,
Well,
think,
now,
where the
yeah.
fuck is the security? I'm gonna fucking die.
You walk into an airport and there's no security. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Did they all die? Did someone
it's like,
kill
what
them?
is happening? I don't want to be here.
yeah.
I like the school one.
Yeah. I mean, it makes
cool.
100%.
There was like
sense.
this in my high school. There used to be this one cop car that I don't know if it was throughout the whole day, but he would like drive around the school,
Mhm.
and he would be on the other side of the school, and some kids getting jumped on the other side.
Oh,
I mean, at least he made an attempt.
Yeah, yes. Or maybe he did that on purpose. He's like, oh, he's getting jumped. Let me go to the other side.
Yeah. I mean, like,
at least it wasn't a shooter.
yeah. I mean,
True.
when we were in high school, it wasn't necessarily like cops, but we did. I mean, we did have a cop.
We had a cop.
Yeah, but then we did have like the security guard, or not security guards, but they're like the watchmen,
Yeah.
I guess. type of thing.
Watchmen.
You know what I'm talking
We
about? I
had
can't think.
Rorschach and Night Owl.
I can't think of the
hall monitor.
Hall
hall
kinda
monitor
thing.
type of thing. That's a better term. Yeah, they were like watching everything, making sure there were no fights and everything, or break up fights or whatever. But like now, I'm sure there's like actual security guards and everything, and like crazy security cameras and everything.
I know it's a public area, but like it's funny how we can still drive onto campus
Yeah,
and go onto the field,
yeah,
and like that's still in a pretty close proximity to the school.
Right. and like I was also thinking about this how, this is gonna sound so creepy, but I was outside my elementary school and I was just looking in to like there was no one. It was like a weekend or something, but I was looking in to see how much I could remember, and I could barely remember anything. But like, even like I was like, oh, I really want to go in one day, but then it's probably same concept where I have to be actually visiting someone, because like especially since like, elementary school is like 20 years, not 20 years ago, but like, crazy amount of years ago.
Actually,
it might be
20 years.
I mean, who cares? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy long ago. And then
Yeah.
the people there is probably gonna be entirely different staff, so no one's gonna remember me.
Yep.
yeah, you're not
and
gonna walk in and be like, "Hey, Warren, what's
Yeah.
up?" Well, you might
They
because
might some people are
teachers
crazy
could
old.
never
Yeah,
die.
they just don't leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to think how much security has raised since then, and like, even for like events and such, like for like Ariana Grande when that bombing happened or whatever, or Christina Grimmie getting stabbed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or I don't know. There's probably several others where some crazy shit happened at an event.
Yeah, they had the real security, not those retail store security.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Where they fall asleep.
Yeah, and then I always see the Twitter video every once in a while where someone's getting like a body check type of thing, but the guy just hover hands the body and doesn't actually like touch them. They're like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, motherfucker, like someone's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's just crazy how much a security guard actually has to do. When you typically think of one, you just think of a lazy bum just standing there reading a
just
book or
watching
something.
or
Yeah,
something,
but then it's just crazy that when something actually goes down, they're the ones in charge. They're
that
the
guy
captain
that's
now.
reading the book in the corner and not
Yeah.
doing shit.
He knows four forms of martial
Yeah.
arts, and then
That was actually the security guards at my old building.
yeah,
They all knew like some fucking weird Krav Maga hybrid of like Jesus arts or whatever.
Jesus
Like-
arts.
Dude, I remember
Parting
one
the
guy.
seas.
One guy, he said he served in Afghanistan and what is it? Desert Storm.
Jesus.
Both of those?
SEAL Team 6 type of thing. Yeah.
and he's like, I have a limp because of
A bomb or some shit.
some
A
like
landmine.
shrapnel in my
Yeah.
leg
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I could probably still kill a person with my bare hands though. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Test it
Can
out.
you?
I mean,
It's either
that's
that or they're just like extremely big.
yeah.
yeah. Or like scary, and you probably don't want to fuck with
Yeah,
them. Like
6'5",
like
beefy
bouncers or
motherfucker.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Bouncers
they're
are
usually
fucking
like
huge.
fucking
Yeah,
huge. And you're
bouncers.
like, here's my ID, sir, or ma'am.
But
Dude,
that's
you have
so-
ever seen a female bouncer?
No.
those ladies are fucking scary.
I've actually never seen that.
I've seen
I don't
one
think I
before.
have.
And I was horrified. I was like, oh my god.
Was it a woman though? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I was like, that's the biggest woman I've ever seen, and I'm kind of turned on. I'm just kidding.
That's a big girl.
Big Patty.
Was she not Chun-Li?
No, it wasn't
Not
like
Dr.
it was
Chun-Li?
like a
Big,
body, not like a. It was like a power lifter type of girl,
Oh.
big.
Hot.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, I
Unga.
cut you off.
I'm still mad, Jay, that how you were telling me about how your brother's teammate or whatever his team is like. He's a big guy.
Oh, dude, he was huge, but he just sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, on your brother's team?
Yeah, so my brother boxes, and his team is, one small Latino guy, my brother, a bigger black dude, and like an even bigger black dude. And this, like the huge black dude,
Biggest,
he's
blackest
like
dude.
fucking brolic, dude. He looks like a I guess a model, but like 6'5",
Chiseled and shit and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
And but
You can't fight.
yeah, he can't for his life, dude. All he did was run away his entire match. And I was asking Ty, like, yo, what's up with your teammate? And he's like, so in his first match, he got knocked out cold in the first, 10 seconds of the fight. So ever since then, he's just super scared of getting hit.
He probably has like some PTSD type of
Yeah,
shit.
and
Makes sense.
I'm just like, I think if that happened to me, I just wouldn't box anymore.
I was just gonna say,
honestly.
but good
Yeah,
for him
sure.
for still stepping into the ring.
Yeah,
that still takes a lot of guts to get back into it, even getting shit on him for that hard.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just don't think I would have been like, I guess boxing ain't for me.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
I get punched
After
twice
that,
and I get
hell
knocked
no.
out cold.
I think about that all the time. How I would love to go through the training regimen that boxers or MMA fighters go through, but I would not want to get into a fight. Like even like in a sparring match, I would not want to do that. I'd be too scared to get hit.
Yeah,
like-
I remember doing that with Shakun. Like we were doing
Oh my
boxing
God.
for the training,
Yeah.
and then the trainer who was training us, he was just like, "Oh yeah, no, some people come here for the exercise or workout." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'll probably do that." And he's like, "And if you want to spar or whatever," I was like, "I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good."
Yeah. Like it would be cool to learn the form and technique, but like if I were to actually get into a fight, like even amateur fight, I'm like, oh, I'm scared. Well, I guess it's different because I wrestled for 8 years, but it's still
Same thing.
Getting
Yeah, it's-
punched
I mean,
in the
they're
face,
not
though.
punching you.
yeah, but they're
you're
fucking
still choking
slamming,
the shit out of you.
slamming
yeah.
you to the ground and type of shit.
That's true.
Huh.
Plus, once you get that adrenaline going, you probably don't even feel it until you're passed out.
I mean, they don't choke you out.
I mean,
Well, when
I'm
you
talking about
spar,
getting
you have
hit.
a lot of protective
Oh.
gear though when you spar.
Right, for sure.
that's
yeah.
the thing, though, too. They have protective gear on because they're not
Oh yeah,
pro
the shot
boxing.
pro,
Right,
yeah.
And he still got knocked out
You,
cold
you can still
That's
get
scary.
in the first
fucking
10
whacked,
seconds
yeah.
of his match. And I'm like, either the person he was fighting hits really fucking hard or he has a glass jaw like
yeah.
a little
No,
kid.
I mean, have you ever seen a study or like a science thing based on the different protective gear they use compared to like MMA, boxing, and anything like in between
Yeah.
with that uses or like kickboxing?
Mhm.
The boxing gloves are the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it has like
They're-
no
Oh, are they?
surface
I
area.
thought it was MMA.
I
MMA,
figured because like it's like nearly
Yeah,
just
it's-
your fist.
it's nearly just your fist, but there's just so much force spread out onto one
Oh, because
and
it's
it
so
just-
big?
it
Oh,
hits
makes
it hits
sense.
hard.
Yeah.
So the MMA like thing is like it's
Close to
small,
fist, yeah.
but then like it doesn't encompass all of your face, so it'll just like it'll hit you quick,
Right.
but then that's it. The boxing gloves are the
That's true.
really and there's all
Covers a lot.
they're heavier. There's still a lot more force that goes
Sure.
into the actual glove.
So you wouldn't think that.
So you think with the MMA gloves, since they're like smaller and like more precise, that will cause more bleeding to your face rather
Yeah,
than
you're
the
more
boxing
likely-
glove?
yeah.
It's just
Probably
more
get
That's
pressure.
why you
Yeah.
always see in MMA fights there's more cuts
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on because of how sharp your hands are.
Oh.
But with boxing,
It's,
like
they rarely ever cuts.
Yeah,
Or there
that's
is-
why you
can be,
always
but yeah.
see like representations in like cartoons or stuff. It's just black eyes
Right,
or
and like
just
the giant
like
bumps on their head.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I never really thought about that.
yeah. It's really crazy when they did the comparison. I was like, yo, that's painful.
Yeah. You ever see one of those like pressure measurement things of like a boxer's punch? It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
How fast it is, or like how much weight it is. It was like it was just like not even a full punch. It was just like a small jab, and it was like 300 pounds of pressure. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
That could break a bone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
that
scary.
could easily break a nose if you
Yeah.
got a clean hit.
That's horrifying.
I'm like, I just want this skill so I can go to the boxing machine at the arcade.
Word.
Get a high
Shut up,
score.
you kick it.
Put boxing gloves on my feet, please.
Yeah, that's That's intense.
Feet.
I give props to fighters.
Yeah.
It's always so entertaining to watch too.
Yeah, whether it be Smash or IRL or.
Well, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. I like watching video game competitions because it's kind of got that same intensity, but
no one's getting hurt.
no one gets killed.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No
Okay.
one's getting
know.
blacked
Unless
out.
it's a
That
Madden.
Madden one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's fucked.
Oh man, this is why we need security.
Honestly, seriously, yeah. Going back to that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Even
And you
That's
can see the
crazy.
shit on the
Oh
stream.
my god,
too.
you
That's
hear
fucked up.
you hear it at all? Oh god.
Someone died from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like 2 or 3, right?
I think 2 got injured and 1 died.
Do you ever see the video for that?
it's bad.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fucking horrifying. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, a few years ago at a Madden tournament, some guy lost, so he got all salty, so he shot up the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it on live stream. So there's a person on stream, and you can see the fucking red dot on his chest, and then you hear the poof, poof, and then you hear and then you just hear a bunch of
everybody-
gunshots in the background, and then the camera just like falls to the ground or some shit, so you don't actually see anything afterwards, but like you still hear the audio, and it's fucking horrifying.
I think the dude that got killed
And,
was
and
like
they
a-
talk about shooting games, bro. That's a sport game.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Fuck. And I hear a lot of 2K rages too.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I've seen people rage at games. There's people that are little kids. They rage a lot.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to sports games, like you
Yeah,
know,
people can
they
get so mad.
so tight.
Yo, I get sports games get you tight, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a video of a dude punching his TV for like 3 minutes.
Oh,
Because,
3
yeah,
minutes?
where he keeps going and going. I'm like, dude, it's broken. It has been broken for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still punching
Well, I have a funny story. It was that it was Adriana's brother, but we used to play 2K a lot when we were younger. And he would have these rages, like he would just throw his controller and start punching shit. And then one day he was just joking. He was like, "Oh, I'm so tight." He goes to the window and he's about to go full force as a joke, and then he stops and does a quick tap, and he's like, "Haha." That whole shit shatters. I was like, out of all the times you do some stupid shit, the one time he fakes it and it just fucking breaks. He was like, "Oh my god, get the broom!" I gotta get the
Damn,
broom.
that's fucking scary.
I was like, good thing you didn't break it when you were like smash your head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He would go like this sometimes.
Damn, he would headbutt shit? God damn.
There's a streamer I watch where I forget what game they would stream, but they constantly rage, and they had a punching bag right next to them. So they like turn the camera real quick, and they just like boom, 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 but then they couldn't turn back. Okay, I'm back, and then just start back
he's
going
like-
back to the play. Yeah, he's like, all right, yeah. So guys, I'm gonna go this way, and it just goes back to the normal. I'm like, that's actually really smart, because like I feel like when I was younger, I had so much more anger built or pent up anger within me, I guess.
I think it got worse for me as I got older.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because like I
Dude.
know for sure I would always punch shit, like punch walls and like people, not people.
Punch
Damn,
walls
Warren,
into
you
people.
really out
Yeah, I
here.
punched
Claude.
people out.
Warren, please,
I
be my
heard that,
brother.
Kenny.
I heard you
I heard
say
that
it.
shit.
But yeah, no, for sure. When I was younger, my anger was so much worse.
Nah, as a kid, I was cool with losing. I was cool with being cheated with video. In video games.
Oh,
I get it now.
Oh.
That's why Jay don't date. It makes sense. He got cheated on, bro.
In video games, I don't mind being cheated. Whatever,
Persona.
it's a fucking game. But like as I got older, I was like, "Yo, I fucking hate you. I hate everybody. I'm gonna go downstairs. I don't have it downstairs. I'm gonna make one. And I'm gonna fucking.
I'm gonna fucking dig
Dig
a hole.
downstairs. Start punching the ground.
I'm gonna make sure you don't pee in my corner.
Oh my god. That's all.
It all adds up.
That's I always used to get cheated on.
Come back.
I'm not crying.
I'm crying.
Oh.
Crying.
Oh damn.
Anyway, it's been an hour.
Yeah.
I don't even
It
know.
has been an hour, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Damn. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
I told you I love the random ones
Yeah.
because I could just say whatever the fuck and it's
Yeah.
all right.
you know what the worst part of these are?
Titling it.
Titling
Hey.
it. No, I'm just kidding. I actually wrote it down on my phone.
Apples
in
They're
your
out-
head.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that written down.
All right.
All
Oh
right.
wait, so before we go, is everyone a 1 or a 2?
Yeah, I'm like 1.5.
kind of like a 5.
I'm a 0.
Did you say a 0?
Wait, what?
I don't see color.
The apple becomes real in front of me.
It just comes into my
He's
hand.
got AR for like in his mind. All right, so thank you for watching.
Oh yeah. So oh wait. I've been that one episode I started playing our music and outro music to the dun, 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 and then every time I try to do it again, I don't actually have it on my computer.
No.
Wait, you didn't have it before?
No, I had it on a hard drive. I just forgot to transfer the
Dragged it
file.
God
I'm
damn it,
useless.
Warren.
Anyways, yeah. So thanks for listening to this episode of the Honeybee Podcast, Season 3, Episode 7. You can find this on youtube.com/Honeybee Productions, and you can find this on your favorite podcast providers such as SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Castbox, and all your other favorite podcast providers. You can follow us our socials on Instagram and Twitter at HoneybeePro_ and Facebook at Honeybee Productions. I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week. My name is Warren.
I'm Jay.
I'm Kenneth.
And I'm Juan.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I'm sad.